Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So I want to talk today about hunting for sport versus hunting for subsistence. I'm going to be quite frank about this, and people who get any level of sadistic thrill off the kill are people I would never trust in a shit hits the fan situation. And the reason being is because if you're that desensitized to taking life for no reason whatsoever other than for your own personal amusement, to exert power over something and watch it die without wanting to exploit its resource thereafter, something is mentally wrong with you. And I would never want you in my preparedness group. Trophy hunters, in my opinion, are one step away from being marauders in a crap hits the fan, because you've already convinced yourself that it's okay to take the life of something wastefully and not actually use it to the fullest extent possible. I fully believe in hunting. I believe that hunting is far more humane than domesticated animals for the most part, particularly factory farming. I mean, you know, if you have like free range cattle or chickens or something like that, that's a little different. That's, you know, in my opinion, a good life for the animal. But in terms of hunting, that animal could have no better life. It's living where it should, and then eventually you come in and you take its life. I don't even like using the word harvest and process, because it almost demeans the animal. Perhaps it's all of the Aboriginal people I knew growing up who sort of rubbed off on me in terms of their philosophy. But it's just an idea that you should respect an animal, and you respect it by not just casting its energy aside and just leaving it there on the side of the road and taking its fur or something like that. I mean, I understand that that's going to be one utility of an animal, is its fur, but I believe that you should try to use as much of that animal as possible. And a lot of people who just trophy hunt carnivore species, which I can understand wildlife populations need to be managed. I get that. And they will even pay certain people to do that. But to do it just to brag to your friends about it, and because you like the thrill of pulling a trigger and watching this amazing creature die, watch its heart stop beating just for the sake of the kill and the thrill, to me, your red flags go way up, man, when it comes to whether or not I want you in my group. So that's why anytime I hear somebody say, oh yeah, we were out shooting at this for fun or whatever, you know, that's basically a confirmation for me that I wouldn't want you on my team, because I don't want people who devalue life in such a way. I mean, it's one thing to kill the coyotes because they're getting into the chicken coop, or kill the foxes. There's one thing to do it for a reason. It's another thing to do it because of your ego. And that form of narcissism that requires you to have the biggest bearskin rug and to get a bunch of antlers from a bunch of animals that you never consumed, that you just got for their horns, or these exotic rare carnivores like tigers, lions. You know, people are doing these kind of hunts, and I realize that they're controlled, and they'll justify it. They'll say that, well, it's because of our money that we provide to these small countries that these populations are managed. And if you do it what's within the parameters of the law, that's your business. I'm not saying that it's illegal to do it. I'm just saying morally, I would not trust you. That's all there is to it. I would not trust a person who just did something just for the sake of getting their own personal rocks off, especially something that died, because it is not a huge psychological leap from that point forward to just kill human beings. All it would take was the absence of rule of law, some scarce resources, some territoriality. You throw those three things in there and you got people killing people just for the sake of killing people, sadistically. So that's my thoughts on hunting for sport. I'm a firm believer that hunting is far more respectable than going to the grocery store. But if you're gonna kill something, in my personal opinion, you should use it. You should try to, you owe it to that animal. You owe it, especially if you're a person of the Christian faith or the Muslim faith. You should owe it to that animal to utilize every possible part of it that you can, because it gave its life so that you could continue to live. The life that was once within it is now going to provide you with life. So anyways, guys, I know this video might be controversial. I could have made it far more controversial by singling out some pretty big channels, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put it generally out there. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Maybe I'll even do a poll in the top corner here. Do you think that hunting for sport is a legitimate practice? And what do you think some of the benefits are? The only other benefit I could think of is if I was trying to train an army to kill. From a security standpoint, you'd be less hesitant to pull the trigger if you are already accustomed to killing animals, particularly animals that are pretty intricate and evolved, like something like a grizzly bear. You know, people are doing these exotic hunts now, you know, cougars, grizzly bears, lions, things like that, which are pretty darn sophisticated animals. You know, when you think of like their body mechanics, far more sophisticated than like a squirrel or something like that. The only benefit would be if you were trying to train killers, basically. That would be a great way to do it. But those, quite frankly, aren't people I would want on my team, because they may win you a few battles, but they're going to be huge liabilities in the long run, in my opinion. Let's see what you guys think in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Canadian Prepper out.